Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Your host, LovelyCheesePizza here. Welcome to the test course on Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator. This is a godsend. I could not be any happier to be doing this track as opposed to other things right now because, well, I didn't sleep very well. I'm super tired. I got a really gnarly headache that's all starting right down here. And the last thing that I want to have to deal with right now is something that involves me having to... you know, think really hard. So, but what I am going to do though is we're going to do a qualifier lap just because I don't want to take any chances. If you guys remember what happened the last time we had a race on the test course, it was insane. So, I'm going to give ourselves the best possible chance to run away with this thing. You know, because while I'm almost positive we are faster than the rest of the field, I would rather not take my chances on the fact of starting from 6th place. I would rather just not do that. Going 215 miles an hour and looking at our mini-map, it looks like we're slowly pulling away. But, you know, you can't be too careful with that because once everybody kind of settles in here, you never know whether someone's going to actually try and come up behind me and finish me off. But I think this is going to be an easy one. And I'm actually super cool with that. We have not really had, necessarily, any easy wins in this championship, you know, circuit that we've been rolling in for the last, you know, week or two. So it's nice that we're gonna, you know, get one seemingly, you know, on the house here, as long as I don't fuck it up. If I found a way to spin out and blow this thing, I don't even deserve it. I really don't. But damn, dude, we are laying the wood right now. This is impressive. I knew there was going to be one opportunity somewhere in here where the Viper is just going to be like, all right, guys, it's been nice playing, but I'll see you later. And then he just blows them away. And I think we have found that moment finally. Okay, here we go. Time to start qualifying. And if I don't get pole position out of this, I give up. The series is over, and we're just going to call it good. Because that's just a giant load of horse shit. So, we're going to be okay. Let's move along with our lives. Okay, let's take ourselves right around the river bend here. The only thing that sucks about this course, though, is that it's just nothing going on. It's not even any people to look at. Kind of bummed out. I mean, it is a test course, and it's, you know, off the beaten path or whatever, but it'd be kind of cool if somewhere in, like, this middle area up here, this giant, you know, grassy knoll up there that the president got shot in, you know, they'd have, like, some people just sitting up there, maybe, you know, maybe with, like, clipboards or something, doing, like, analytics or whatever, or just, like, I don't know, having people out there. Better yet, how do we get here? Like, where's the entrance to this place? I mean, I see that it's a test course, but where do the cars come in from? Are they like, do you have to go through like some sort of crazy underground entrance where you drive under, you know, like underground up into the middle area and then you come out into like the pits area? Because I'm intrigued by that. I don't see any way to enter this course. Who knows, maybe it's all digitized. Maybe this entire race is just in my head. You know, maybe it's all just like a digitized simulation. We're like, okay, we're gonna put you in this room. We're gonna put this cool little headgear on you. We're gonna make you think that you're actually driving this. Okay, we're in pole position. We can get out of here. And we're gonna make you think that you're driving against these people, but in all reality, you're not even doing any of it. You're actually sitting in a nice lazy boy chair with a couple of chili cheese corn dogs and some fries and a salted caramel Pepsi. Which, yes, salted caramel Pepsi, totally a thing. Really did not expect that. I went to the store the day before Thanksgiving, and Michaela and I had to pick up some stuff. We were gonna make some dinner for my parents, and so we decided to make like these spinach and ricotta like ravioli type of things with like some pulled chicken and like a jalapeno artichoke type of you know, sauce sort of thing. It was delicious, by the way. But while we're at the grocery store, I'm like, you know, I'm kind of thirsty. I think I'm gonna go have a gander in their you know, their little refrigerators by the register. I look in there and one of them caught my eye. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, it looks like a Pepsi label, but it looks weird. And I look at this thing, and lo and behold, it's salted caramel Pepsi. It's one of their you know, limited edition flavors for the holiday season. And I'm sitting here looking at this thing, like, what the fuck is this? It, like, at base level, that sounds disgusting. It really kind of does. It just salted like it. Okay, I rescind that. It doesn't sound disgusting, but it seems like a weird pairing, you know. Just caramel cola. Just, I don't know, man. I don't know. Never really. It seems like way too sweet of a pairing. But I was like, you know what? If it's gonna be a limited edition flavor, I gotta at least try one. You know, I've done that for pretty much any sort of, you know, new flavor that anybody puts out. You know, I did it when they did, like, Pepsi Twist and Pepsi Blue. And, you know, like, Wild Cherry Pepsi that ended up staying around forever. And, you know, things like the Dew USA for 4th of July, and, like, Pitch Black, and the weird, like, Voltage and Livewire and all those. So I was like, well, you know, I might as well give it a go. Worst case scenario is that it ends up being terrible and I only have to have one. And best case scenario is that it's delicious and I'll be drinking all these until they eventually take them off the shelf. So, and then while I was in there, I also saw they had a limited edition Mountain Dew. It's called Mountain Dew Holiday Brew. And it's like this red color, and so I was like, well, shit, I got a twofer. So I ended up buying one of those too, and I brought them back home, and while I'm helping make dinner, I crack open that salted caramel Pepsi and took a sip out of it, and it was actually surprisingly pretty good. Believe it or not, it's insanely sweet. So if you're one that's a little bit off-put by, you know, by soft drinks that are just insanely sweet, I mean, it's not like Pepsi isn't already like a 43-gram, you know, completely shut down your pancreas and have diabetes waiting on the other line type of beverage. It's really sweet. Like, it's one that I struggled to drink the entire bottle. It's one that I really had to sip on it. It's not one like a standard Pepsi or like standard Mountain Dew or like root beer or any of the regular ones, that if you're thirsty enough, you can just plow that fucker down. You cannot do that with these. It just can't happen. You have to really, you got to really take that one on minimally. And so that one was awesome. And then I cracked open the Mountain Dew Holiday Brew one, and like the other one, it was really good. Like, that's one that I could actually see myself drinking regularly. It just has kind of like this sort of berry citrus type of thing going on. Kind of reminded me a little bit of like Ruby Red Squirt, but it wasn't nearly as acidic. Thus, you know, the grapefruit part of it. But it was super good, though. I really liked it. I liked it a lot. And so that one, I kind of hope they keep it around a little bit longer. You know, beyond the holiday thing, and maybe just like change the name of it and turn it into something else. But man, it was good. I've been on kind of a kick of just doing like the you know, specialty flavor sodas for some reason. Like, I've been really on the different like Sprite remix flavors. They have like a tropical mix one, and the original Sprite remix, the one that was endorsed by LeBron James or whatever, and even just like I think they have like a cherry Sprite or something like that. It's really good. I've been like all on doing just the you know, not normal flavors of things, just because. I don't know. I've had so many years of just drinking the regular ones that I just kind of want to have fun with the others. And they're all good. Like Mountain Dew Pitch Black, for being this weird purple mess, is actually it's actually delicious. I love them. The only Mountain Dew that I've really never liked, that surprisingly a lot of people in my life during high school was super, super down with was Code Red. I liked it for a little while. When it first came out, like, me and all my friends were super down with it. But I remember I went and got one. I went and got some from 7-Eleven back when I was doing the double gulps, the Dub Gs. And I filled it with that. And I drank it, and I got like a third of the way done with it. And all of a sudden, my brain was just like, I don't really like this anymore. This is just not good. I mean, it's really not helpful. I mean, I'm not really a big fan of just like straight Mountain Dew either, because Mountain Dew, for whatever reason, it's just like this ridiculously corrosive, you might as well be drinking battery acid straight from the source type of deal, where not only does it just like tear my stomach in half, you know, like it's ripping up paper to make confetti, but it makes my piss burn too. It's like drinking gonorrhea. it's not ideal whatsoever. It is all sorts of madness. So that is not one that I can do. But all the rest of the flavors are fine, you know. So that's just kind of what that is. Oh boy, oh boy. So yeah, that was my experience with some newly flavored beverages and such. Super down with it. Hope it stays that way. I also got to try the other one, which I think was probably a I don't think it was just limited to Thanksgiving. It's probably going to be one that'll go for Christmas too, for like holiday punch. Was Canada Dry cranberry ginger ale, which, you know, I'm not really much of a cranberry guy, and cranberry ginger ale seems kind of weird, but super delicious also. It's really, really good. That one I could see actually being pretty good in, you know, like the Christmas Eve, have the whole family over, you know, at least half of them start bickering with each other, and then someone gets body slammed into the coffee table punch. Because it has like that natural bite in it already that you almost don't need to go out and, you know, buy another you know, another beverage. Like a lot of people, they'll go out, they'll get cranberry juice, or they'll get you know, some type of thing, and then they'll go out and buy ginger ale and Sprite to throw into the thing and make their own. But they beat you to the punch. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I liked it. Oh boy. Oh, another thing, since we're only halfway done with this race, I've got more stories I can tell you. I wanted to murder somebody yesterday. I actually wanted to murder 2 people, not the third one, because she was like 2 years old, so it's not her fault, even though it was her fault. So I'm working yesterday. And chronic problem that when people come in with their kids, they, even if they're in a stroller, they just don't fucking pay attention to them. You know, these kids, their arms and their legs are like the, you know, fucking wild, wacky arm inflatable flailing tube man type of thing, where they just don't keep their shit to themselves. Or if they have food on them, it's an equal problem where, you know, they'll eat their food and just throw it all over the fucking place and nobody pays attention. That's exactly what happened here. So 3 people come in, and they've got their, you know, their little like granddaughter or niece or something, and she's got a little tiny box of chicken nuggets right here in her little tray thing. And, you know, she's eating those, and they're just in this other fucking dimension, you know, not even paying attention to the fact that she even exists while they're looking at products on the shelf. And I'm not necessarily all on at that moment. I was kind of working on some stuff at the back table, so I wasn't really paying attention to them either. Like, I checked to see if they needed anything, but outside of that, you know, once they said no, they're just looking, I was like, yeah, I'll leave them alone. More than likely, they're going to look around in here for like 20 minutes and then leave without buying something. It happens. And so, somewhere in the mix of all of this, they end up leaving. About 20 minutes later, I was actually totally right on that one. And about 15 minutes later, another customer comes in, and I ask them if they need help with anything, and so we start walking down the aisle, and we're going to go look for this person's products, and we're walking, and all of a sudden, I step and stop, and I step in like this mushy pile of something. But I didn't want to look down, because I didn't want, you know, just in case it was something absurdly gross, I didn't want the customer I was helping to look down and also see it and be like, oh, that's gross! I'm getting the fuck out of here! This place isn't sanitary! And so, I waited until, you know, they were like, thank you, I'm just going to keep looking around, and they kind of, you know, went off to their own devices, and I lifted my foot, and I had stepped on just like this masticated and previously run over by stroller tires, like little mini pile of 2 or 3 chicken nuggets that were just sitting there on the floor. It had been like half eaten and like half pulled apart and just thrown on the floor. And, you know, go figure, the parents or grandparents or whatever the hell they were didn't pay 1 iota of attention to it, even though they ran over it with the stroller and probably stepped in it, I'll bet you. And they're probably just like, well, fuck it, if we just get out of here, then it'll be his problem, not ours. And they just left. And God, I hate when that happens. I really do. Like, how can you be A, that oblivious that you're not even watching your, you know, child, niece, granddaughter to, you know, make sure that she's not making a horrendous mess and keeping it all in your own stuff. And then 2, oh shit, we need an oil change. This is not good. I totally forgot about that. This could be a problem going into the last race, by the way, because we're going to start losing some power. And we're going to have to deal with Special Stage Route 11, I guarantee it. That's going to be our last thing, and it's not going to be fun. We just have to hope to God that we get to, you know, kind of get a freebie at the end from people doing, you know, pit stops and such. I mean, we might have to take one, too, because that's a long race, but we'll play that one by ear. But I hate that people are so damn oblivious that they don't pay attention to that, and they don't just have the common courtesy to, if they see something on the floor, just pick it up, you know? Especially when it's yours. But, yeah, there's no sense in reasoning with it, so I had to go and grab the broom and, you know, deal with all of that, and then, you know, Lysol and Windex the floor. Didn't have to do both of them, I just love the smell of Windex. I'm kind of addicted to it. It's extra tasty. But, you know, other than that, actually wasn't a half bad day, really. I actually went over to Taco Time. I've never really been much of a Taco Time guy. When I was a kid, and I may have told part of this story before. When I was a kid, when my family's business was in the Salem Center Mall, the much bigger mall than where it's at right now. In the food court upstairs, there used to be a huge Taco Time that is now a Chinese cafe. That how they are still there, I have no idea, considering that they routinely do not score very well on the old health inspections, but that's beside the point. There used to be a Taco Time up there, and my mom would always take me up there, and you know, I'd go get bean burritos for lunch, you know, when I had gotten done with school and I was just waiting for them to get off work so we could go home. And I, like, never really got super into them because their bean burritos just weren't as good as Taco Bell's, in my opinion, at least. But they were still good, though. And so I never really got into them, but now that I work over where I work now, there's a Taco Time in the parking lot. And so every once in a blue moon, I'll go over there and, you know, get, like, their 5-alarm burrito, because I love spicy stuff, and their sweet pork burrito is fucking beautiful. It is just this perfect amalgam of everything that I like in there. And their verde salsa is actually pretty good. But they had a new thing in there. It was a tamale burrito, which, oh god, I love tamales. That's one of my favorite things to get when I'm at the fair. Is you know, go to like the little Hispanic joints, and you can get just like the super authentic tamales that they've got on hand. And oh my god, they're so good. I love tamales. They're so like soft and kind of chewy, and just like that crumbly texture of the you know, like the outer whatever. My brain's just not working right now. it's just like I'm just like shuffling things in right now. It was so good though, and they also put like little jalapeno poppers in there. So it was just like this jalapeno popper tamale with like spicy queso sort of thing, and oh my god, it was so good. Loved every minute of it. But basically, this entire episode is me just gushing about food and drinks because I'm tired and I'm hungry and I'm thirsty and I kind of want to go get one of those things on the way to work, but I probably won't. And I feel extra bad for that car that we just passed. Like, how bad must you feel you're doing a 10-lap race, and you're going as fast as your car will allow, and you're getting towards the back end of the race, and all of a sudden, the car that's just way, way ahead of you eventually just passes you by. And it's just like, and it's not like he just barely passes you by. He just blazes right by you. And, you know, stick your hand out and wave and give him a thumbs up and probably flip him off later. And then, you know, eventually do a U-ass and drive backwards, and you're still driving faster than he is. And, you know, you sit there and do the Generation X, you know, crotch chop motion. Because why not? You know? Generation X! I loved Generation X back then. Those were the days. You think that you're better? You think you can tell us what to do? I always thought that theme song was funny. It was awesome. You bow to the masters. Break it down. Good shit. Which reminds me, actually, this is another thing I need to put on my perspective lists of things to play. I'll probably wait until after I get married and, you know, move into my new place, just because I don't really have anywhere in here that I could plug in my Nintendo 64 and deal with it right now. And playing an emulated version of that, I would imagine, is an absolute fucking nightmare because of just all the buttons. And I don't think that I don't know if my Xbox controller, my like Windows 360 controller, actually has the necessary amount of buttons to handle the deal. But I kind of really want to play WrestleMania 2000 on this channel. Because that game is so much fun. Oh my god. I want to play that game. I want to create a wrestler. I want to go through the whole process of making all of his special moves and all that stuff. And then they do have a career mode, and the career mode's fun. It's hard as shit, but it's fun. I really just want to do that. And so I think I might. I think that like early next year, after I get married and moved into my new place, I really want to play that. I think it'd be fun. I just have so many projects right now that are lengthy endeavors that I don't think I'll be able to fit it in for just a little bit still. But yeah, it'll be all right. We'll definitely get there eventually. Okay, well, we finally won, and that was the easiest win I'm probably gonna have for the rest of this entire thing. No freaking doubt. So that was awesome. Super glad. Got $35,000 for our troubles, and we get to go into the final race with a car that's going to start running out of steam real quick because it's in dire need of an oil change. But that's not something that we have to worry about for ourselves right now. When we come back, on the next installment of Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, the Ultimate Driving Simulator, we are going to move into our final race of this opening tournament challenge in the professional league, and we will run away with our prize. Hopefully we'll sweep the thing with first places and not have to come back here ever again for any reason, and we'll do it. But until then, my friends, this is your host LovelyCheesePizza saying thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, everybody.